Hey guys, how are you all doing today, and welcome to a new video. So this one's going to be a bit different from my average video, I guess. I just want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while, or I guess for a few weeks at least, I don't really know. But it's something that I sort of have been formulating as a very, very long-term goal for this account that I have no idea whether I'll actually ever complete, but for some reason I find this really interesting, and I figured I'd share it with you guys because I posted about it on my Tumblr blog a few days ago, and I've been talking about it to my friends and stuff like that. So I have a notepad document that I've been constantly adding stuff to, and it's titled OSRS Comp, which I'm sure you guys know comp means completionist. And so I started off by just writing down all of the items from the RuneScape 3 Completionist Cape and Trim Completionist Cape list that apply to that like actually exist in Old School in the game. And so I gotta drop my fish, unfortunately. So I started off with just writing down all that stuff, and it's pretty much, most of you guys are probably familiar with that just from playing RuneScape over the years and everything. Obviously, max total is by far the most time-consuming goal, and that in itself was my goal for this account for a while. And since then, I've sort of wanted to complete other things after that, and I've been trying to figure out what I want to do, even though I'm probably still like a year off of actually completing that goal. But anyways, so max total is obviously the number one, but there's also, and the reason that some of these have dashes next to them is because those are ones I've completed already. So obviously also include quests, the diaries or tasks, unlocking all the songs, getting the Bones to Peaches spell, getting all the museum kudos, and completing the Stronghold of Security. That's just the basic list for the regular Completionist Cape. Those are all the items on there that actually exist in Old School, so obviously it's a lot smaller of a list than it is in RS3. And then the trim list is a bit longer, 4K chompy kills and all this type of stuff. I want to read off every single one of these requirements, but you guys can pause it if you want to read it. And I think I'll probably try to have like a nice graphic of it so it's not so ugly looking, just a notepad thing. But anyways, yeah, so more stuff like this, Champion Scrolls, Ancient Cavern Notes, Castle Wars obviously would be a very long time consuming one also. But a lot of this stuff is just practically dead content in Old School, just hardly anyone ever does it because there's not really any point. Like, very few people have killed 4,000 chompies in either game, but especially on Old School since it's not a requirement for anything. I doubt anyone's found all the Champion Scrolls. Maybe they have, but I would be surprised. So, since there isn't actually any cape for this on Old School, you can sort of decide what your goal, like what you want your goal to be as far as completing the game, I guess you could say. So down here is a even longer list of extras, and this is what I've been trying to think of over the past few days. Anything else in the game that you can complete, really. And I haven't included 200 mil skills because obviously I don't think I'm ever going to get 200 mil in every skill on this game. It's just not possible due to basically time constraints. I can't play this game for the next like 10 years at 10 hours a day or whatever, because it would take at least that long, I would say, to actually complete all of the skills in this game to 200 mil. I definitely will get them all to 99, but 200 mil definitely not. I probably will get at least a few 200 mil skills in the distant future. Maybe thieving. Probably thieving would be my first one that I would do if I was to do one. But down here I have a whole bunch of stuff that I've been adding to on a daily basis, pretty much just trying to think of everything that you can get in the game. Basically things that aren't tradable, that are like rewards from certain aspects of the game, like mini games and D&Ds, if you want to call them that, stuff like that. So I started off by saying finding all the boss pets, which is obviously a very big goal. And then a lot of like outfits and things you can get from doing different mini games. So the rogue outfit you get from doing the rogue's den thing, whatever it's called, which I don't think I've ever actually done, oddly enough. Finding all the penance gear, obtaining all the penance gear from Barbarian Assault, obtaining Full Void, and all of the helmets and everything from the pest control. Getting all the Trouble Brewing rewards, which will be a difficult one because nobody plays Trouble Brewing, so it'd be hard to even find a team. But with Trouble Brewing, there's like a bunch of different sets, like colors of this naval outfit, and there's also the cool flag things that I don't like. Nobody has those, but they're kind of cool, and they're like, it's the type of thing where you get an item, and the only way you could have gotten that item is through playing the minigame or whatever it is. Like, it's not going to include anything where it's just drops from monsters, like obtaining unique drops, because anything that's tradable you could have just bought, so there's not really any way to prove it, and it's like you can just buy it and have the item and it's the same effect in your gameplay. Whereas with all of these things you have to actually spend time doing a specific thing to get them. So I think that's sort of what I'm going for with these goals anyways. Finding full lumberjack, getting the full prospector and the gem bags and coal bags and everything. killing Tarn Razorlore and getting an Enchanted Salve Amulet, maxing out your POH. And that one would definitely be very expensive to actually max out a POH, and that's one that I actually might not ever do. I don't know. The only thing about that is, like, if I ever wanted to train prayer past 99, if I had a big house, it would slow down my prayer XP, because the bigger your house is, the longer it takes to render each time you go to your house, so that would be kind of detrimental to other gameplay if I decided to do that. But it would be cool to have like a really fancy, nice POH. I've never really put a lot of money into a POH before. Getting a Rune Defender, that's sort of a given, but it is a unique item as a reward from the Warriors Guild. Obtaining Big Shark, Big Swordfish, and Big Bass, and all of the stuffable monster heads, which like the Calphite King head, the Calphite Queen head, and the King Black Dragon, that's what I was thinking. King Black Dragon head, all those different heads, Basilisk, Cockatrice, I think Cockatrice has one. All of those. So that would take a long time too. A lot of just like killing monsters for different stuff. All the Barbarian training, which is pretty easy. All the mini quests, which there are a lot of random ones, like the Abyss mini quest, and there's the Shadow Sword one where you get like the Shadow 2H thing, and other ones like that. Obtaining a Fire Cape. I actually need to put a dash on some of these. Bam! Obtained a Fire Cape. Full Graceful, Taibawan Favor, Imbued NMC rewards. At one with trees is actually the thing. If you have the what is it, the wreath thing that you got from doing the druid, whatever it was for this summer's, whatever that event was called, I forget. You get the wreath, and then you were able to hug trees, and if you hugged a certain amount of trees, you got like a different rank on your wreath, and it didn't actually change how it looked or anything. But that would definitely be one. It wouldn't take long at all. Collecting all the Grigris is one I thought of today, because those are like the only way you can get those is through bringing the different bones to the guy down there. Filling all the god books. I wasn't sure about this one because you can just buy the pages. I'm not really sure, but it would be kind of cool, I guess. And a complete POH bookcase. Now this one is one that I found through looking on different forums and stuff, because there are other people that have thought of this idea of going for like true trim, but mostly just people that play RS3 and want to complete things even past the trim comp cape. Like people like Castle Wars, who most of you guys, I'm sure you've heard of Omastardo, Castle Wars, who was the first person to have a trim completionist cape, and the reason that he had that is basically because he did exactly this before the completionist and max cape and all those things came out. He already was doing stuff like this just because this is how he liked to play the game, and I kind of want to do the same thing, really. I don't really care whether they actually make a cape for it. I just think it would be interesting, and it would be cool to make a series about it and everything whenever I actually have the time to get around to doing stuff like this, because obviously my first priority is still to get max total, which will take a long time, and then after that, this is all sort of like post-max stuff, but it's just been on my mind a lot for some reason. It just feels like such a cool thing to think about. I don't even know why it's so interesting to me, but yeah, the POH bookcase, I'm not sure whether like what that really entails in this game, because it's a lot of stuff that I don't know about. That's the other thing. I just like knowing a lot about RuneScape too. So yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to talk about in this video today, guys. I just thought it would be kind of interesting, and I want to know what you guys think. And also, if you guys can think of anything that I should add to the extras section, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know. I've been trying to think over the past week or two what else you would want to complete to feel like you've actually done like everything in the game to completion, basically, which is sort of the goal. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure to leave a comment and tell me anything else you can think of. Basically, it just has to be something that you can only get through playing a certain aspect of the game, and like points, mini games, D&Ds, anything like that. I've been racking my brain trying to think of everything, but I would greatly appreciate it if you would leave a comment below with anything that you can think of and what you guys think about this goal and everything. And obviously, I probably won't be revisiting this much for a while, but it may affect my gameplay going towards max, because like it isn't really efficient to get things like the lumberjack and everything, but I probably will end up getting it anyways just because I want to have it. And stuff like void and different things like that do like affect your XP rates, but they just end up not being worth it because they take so long to get. But I might as well get them before I use them to train skills if I'm going to get them anyways. So I may end up doing some of this stuff before I max, and people may be thinking that it's inefficient, but I mean, efficiency is all based on what your goals are. If your goal is just to get the most XP possible, then yeah, all of this stuff is inefficient. But if your goal is to like play every aspect of the game and like complete the game in a sense, then it is efficient because it's what you want to do, really. But yeah, I guess just some food for thought for you guys, and it's been on my mind a lot, so I kind of want to make a video about it. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, even though there probably won't be many more videos like this. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys with a new video soon.